Hi guys, it's the day after my 26th birthday, just an unofficial white bitch here. I am now 26, and I'm gaining weight. That's not a shock, I mean, look at who we're talking to here. I woke up not so long ago, I think my eyes are slightly fucked because, okay, as you can see, our ceiling was torn out. Our ceiling was torn out a couple weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, I forget. But my dumbass decided to turn this ceiling fan on last night. Trying to make it so that, see, there's a ceiling fan there. See, on the other side of those blades, there is dust. Copious amounts of dust. I forgot. I turned it on last night because it was hot in here. Because it was like 80 to like 90 degrees almost yesterday. I think it did get 90 degrees. I love warm weather. But at night, when it gets humid and kind of, you need something. And we don't have an AC right now. We don't have anything. So I attempted to turn that on. I was looking up, obviously, because I had turned the light off, but I turned the fan on. And, because I wanted to see if it would wobble because of how it is right now, okay? I'm going to try and show you again. See how it's not really attached to anything? It is, but I didn't know if it would wobble or not, so that's why I was looking up, because if it would have started to wobble, I would have, turned it off, which I ended up turning it off anyways, because the dust flew into my eyeballs. And I can see, and my eyes aren't red, so I'm not really concerned, but I have a house to clean, so it's kind of boring, but, yeah. This is getting on my nerves. Some of you are like, why don't you use hairspray? Like, no one's ever said that to me, but I know that's what you're thinking when I do that in a video. The reason I don't use hairspray is because hairspray makes my hair feel like fucking plastic. Like a doll's hair. And I don't like it. Because I'm so unique and I fucking hate it. I have been uploading one video a week, which I'm not proud of. But it's because I've been trying to be less dependent on Wi-Fi, especially Wi-Fi that I'm not paying for. And I'm trying to find a second job and trying to be an adult. I know it's a little late to be doing that in my life, according to every fucking body. But at least I'm trying. I painted my nails white because I was wearing a white dress yesterday. I got food from Domino's, which was good food, but I still need to do a mukbang of Domino's. I do want to do that, but I need to get back on my diet or regime or whatever it was that I was doing that seemed to be working. But the thing is, I got down to a certain amount of calories, and I had read that if you're an adult and you weigh a certain amount, you're not supposed to go below a certain amount of calories, and I believe that. I believe that you should, the number of calories was 1,500 calories, or 1,500, as most of you are probably used to reading your calories out as. Even though 2,000 to 2,500 is how it's normally said, but everyone where I live can't say 1,000, they have to say 1,500, or 2,500, or 2,000. I don't understand it either. But I have been slacking and gaining weight and been getting back into old habits, which are horrible for me. And some of you don't know what I mean by old habits because you don't know me. What I mean by that is I've been eating foods that are horrible for me in amounts that are horrible for me. Think of your favorite food. Even if it's something like spinach, eating thousands of calories of spinach is not good for you. That's what I do with chocolate. That's what I do with things like cheese and pizza and things that are bad for me. I don't necessarily hate healthy food. Like, a lot of people that have trouble losing weight seem to almost hate eating healthy for whatever reason. Like, the food that's healthy doesn't have a good taste to them, I guess, which if your taste buds naturally make you not like the taste of, like, vegetables, then that's not entirely your fault. I guess your taste buds are just kind of, you know, they should work better, I guess. But I don't have that problem. But everywhere I go, I've noticed that, and everyone's noticed this, cheap foods, processed foods, foods that are bad for you, even if they're not necessarily processed, they could be made out of all organic, natural ingredients. But if it's a junk food versus a food that is all organic and natural, that's not a junk food, the junk food is going to be cheaper. The cake that's made out of organic, vegan ingredients is going to be cheaper than the, you know, loaf of bread or pizza that's made out of the same thing. You get what I'm saying? For some reason, we have a society of instant gratification, for one thing, and wanting to have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. Meaning, oh, we want to be able to eat our cake, and we also want to be able to not gain weight from it. And I don't even care if someone walks in and tells me you're not allowed to have cake for the rest of the year, because I don't actually eat cake that much. It's straight up chocolate. I was thinking about this last night. What could I have done in the time that I spent sitting around eating chocolate? What could I have done with the money that I spent on chocolate over the years? And things that are bad for me. Chocolate is my main one. Like, I know that chocolate in moderation will not kill anyone, but chocolate in, like, succession, I think that's the right word, and a lot of it is bad for anybody. No matter who you are, whether you're diabetic or not, whether you're heavy already or not. I got a cake that was really good yesterday. I think it's all gone now, I'm not positive. What I'm thinking of making for breakfast for myself today is boiling a few chicken tenders, cutting up some vegetables, having a little bit of cheese with that, and just trying to, like, not a salad, because, like, salads are too much just lettuce, you know? I don't hate lettuce. But when I go to a salad bar, okay, not a salad bar, but when I buy a salad, and I've literally had this happen, and there's 4 tomatoes on top, 4 cucumbers on top, a couple little squares of meat, a couple little squares of cheese, and a massive packet of dressing, all laid on a bed of fucking lettuce and nothing else, I get a little perturbed, because I don't hate lettuce, but lettuce is not the most nutritionally packed vegetable. It's really not. There are vegetables out there that have so much more nutritional value, so much more substance to them, and so much more taste to them. That is why people take one look at a salad and think, It's not because they hate the thought of eating healthy. It's because the amount of lettuce over top of, like, that is used compared to the vegetables that actually have flavor and taste good and make it feel like a good decision, make it feel like an obligation. I'm gonna go make my food before I get too into this video. Pause! You can really tell I've gained weight. Oh my god. So, ignore my flabby arms. I know it's kind of impossible at this stage, but, you know. I have water. I have tomatoes. I have just plain old boiled chicken breast. This is going to be my breakfast, believe it or not. I'm just going to put a little salt and pepper on these tomatoes. I can eat very plain foods. It's not hard for me to do, and some people will probably find it gross. The only thing I find gross about tomatoes is the slimy part in the middle, which, yet, I can eat a cherry tomato and it doesn't bug me. And the fact that I can eat a cherry tomato and it doesn't bug me is even more confusing because I hate grapes. But the reason I hate grapes has nothing to do with the fact that they explode when you eat them. It's more to do with the fact that I just don't like them. I'm cutting tomatoes. You can't see, but I am. The noises it's making sound like I'm doing something worse, which is why I'm showing you that that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting a tomato. Is this considered a plain food if I just eat tomato and chicken and a grapefruit? If I eat an entire grapefruit, because I have one here. It's not a big one. I would share pictures of what I ate yesterday, but it's gone, so I can't take pictures of it. The pictures I did take, I deleted because they were taking up space on my phone, and as I was deleting them, I'm like, shit. I could have possibly used them in a YouTube video, I could have done something, but I really didn't want them taking up space on my phone if I wasn't gonna use them right then and there. So, the reason I'm able to eat just tomatoes and salt and pepper, I think, is because where I'm from, a tomato sandwich is a very, it's kind of like a classic thing. Some of you are like, a fucking tomato sandwich. Just straight up tomato and nothing else. On bread with mayonnaise or butter and salt and pepper. And people think Americans don't eat unprocessed things. Usually when I had them growing up, it was on homemade bread too, like bread made from scratch. Although the flour was probably processed. Which is no one's fault, like, you use what you have or what you have access to. I'm hoping this chicken isn't all fatty. Because there's some gristle to it, and it doesn't taste bad, but it's making me wish I had something to dip it in. Not even gonna lie to ya. But if I put dipping sauce on this, it's calories I don't need. Which I'm not counting calories, but I know this chicken's probably about 120 to 200 calories. The tomato's probably about 40-ish. And we have some sharp cheddar cheese here. I'm only going to eat a little bit of. Did I mention I eat just plain pieces of cheese too? So this is going to be my breakfast because I need to cut crap out of my diet. I'm going to be honest with you, that cheese probably didn't need the salt. But it was in the splash zone. Black pepper everywhere. Okay, so, hope you guys been doing. And this actually tastes good. So anyone that's like, oh, you don't really eat like that, yeah, I do. There's the millennial in me that loves Chipotle and loves, complex food and then loves, avocado. But then there's, like, the part of me that grew up in a small town that knows that if you're hungry enough, anything is food. That allows me to just eat this kind of stuff. But, being that it's basic and it's just boiled chicken, tomatoes, and a little bit of cheese with salt and pepper on it, I'm thinking my body will be able to process it more easily, which will lead to a better result as far as my energy level during the day or whatever. Because not only have I been gaining weight, I have felt like crap. Not sick or anything necessarily, but my face has been really greasy. I've been getting acne really bad, and I've been really tired. And I don't know if it's like depression from being stuck in this house or what, but I just am not into it, you know what I mean? Where do we go from here? Is it down to the lake I feel? If you know that song. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You are either a child of the 80s or a child of the 90s that is stuck in the 80s like myself. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Wait, 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 wait. La, la, love plus one. Wait, and rain, and rain, and rain. La. If you know what it is, put the title of it in the comment section, and I will tell you if you are right. I listen to a great variety of music. I am no stranger to the, listening to what your parents listen to because that's the person that's in charge of the radio, or listening to what your older relatives are forcing you to listen to because, again, that's who was in charge of the radio when you were a kid. But I also, when I was about 11 or 12, discovered, well, I might have been 8 or 9, or 10 even, and I discovered Dr. Demento, which opened me up to the concept of a singer singing for comedic reasons, and not just to sound good or to, be poetic. And not that I want to do that, but I do love music, and I also like making people laugh, and if it came to that, like, if I found a way to do that, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but at the same time, I feel like there's people out there that are like Weird Al, and I'm not saying Weird Al doesn't love what he does, but there's got to be a part of him that, occasionally feels like no one takes him seriously because of the kind of music he creates. And I'm not saying he's never made a comedic song that brought attention to something serious, because he most definitely fucking has. But when you think of Weird Al, you don't think of a serious person, you know what I mean? And maybe he's not. Maybe he is a goofball. I don't know him. I don't know him in person. But I, would like to think that he's like anybody else, where he has moments where he wants to be taken seriously. And if you're in a profession where 95% of the time you spend your time making people laugh, it's probably hard for people to take you seriously when you want to be taken seriously. I was just peeling and cutting open my grapefruit. Okay. Calories in tomato. Probably more than I'm going to expect it to be. Avocados are pretty mighty in calories, but they also have fiber in them. They also have good fat. A whole medium tomato is 22 calories, so I've eaten about 33 calories for the tomato. So, I gotta get my purse and write that down. I stopped tracking my calories. Okay, so, one second. Okay, so May 16th or 18th, 2017. My breakfast, which I'm eating at 8 o'clock basically, because it's 7:52. Oh, I'm gonna have to use this for reference for the cheese. I'm not writing down the grapefruit until I see how much of it I actually consume, because I love grapefruit, but I don't think I've ever eaten a whole one in one sitting. I think I did once. I'm going to say I had about 4 ounces of chicken here. It's going to take forever to load. Okay, so it's going to be like 190. The tomatoes, because I used a tomato and a half, would have been 33 cal. Chicken is going to be like 194, because it's 47 per ounce. Cheese. An ounce of this cheese is 110. So I'm going to say that I have about 150 here worth of cheese, because I have more than an ounce, I feel like, but at the same time I don't really know if it's enough to be 2 servings. And the grapefruit, I'm going to say, because it says a large, but this is not a large grapefruit. $52 calories for half of one. $100 grams would be 42 calories, but I'm going to go with 52 calories to 100 cal, depending on how much of it I eat. But And I had one the other day that I didn't finish, and it would have been fit to eat, but I stuck the other half in the freezer because I wasn't thinking when I went to put it away. My point is, I'm trying to eat something that fills me up, shocks my metabolism, and gives me energy like I haven't been for a long time. This video is going to be insanely long, and I really don't care. I've been eating ramen noodles and cheeseburgers and cookies and cakes and shit like that for the past month or two. And actually the past 3 months, let's be honest. The first month into that, I was sort of half healthy, half not. The second month into it, I was more unhealthy than I was healthy, and then this last month, I've been awful. And it wasn't even because of the breakup. It wasn't because of anything specific, because when he and I first broke up, I didn't really sleep very well, and I didn't really eat very much. It wasn't because I thought that he broke up with me because of my weight, either. I knew that wasn't it. It was a long-distance thing, and that was pretty much, you know, it felt like it was never going to happen, and I understand that, and I've addressed that. But I just, for some reason, didn't have an appetite. I don't know if it was because I was, you know, dealing with that. But I've been slowly progressing and getting into worse and worse food and worse old habits, and I just don't want to do that. I was sitting on the couch at like 2 a.m. thinking about how I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. I don't want to be... I know I'm not going to go from being, you know, like this to being a toothpick overnight. I don't expect that, and that wouldn't be healthy even if I could do it. Like, let's say I could step into a machine and wake up, or not wake up, but step out the other side with a healthy body. No flappy arms, no, you know, extra, you know, weight. It would not be healthy even then. Even if it somehow made sure I didn't have any damage or any, you know, system shock. It wouldn't be healthy either way because my mental state had not had time to adjust to a line of habits that would keep that functional. Like everyone, okay, there's a YouTuber I watch named Trisha Paytas. She got liposuction. I partly consider that cheating until I heard what she said about it. For liposuction to work, because what they do is kill fat cells and shrink fat cells, you have to avoid eating fat, or the fat cells grow back. And that's very hard to do nowadays. I still consider it cheating because I think that if you really want your weight loss to last, putting in effort and adjusting your body to it slowly is probably better than having some kind of procedure done. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to finish eating off camera, and I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the content. I hope you're having a lovely May 18th. I hope that this video actually goes up on May 18th. If it goes up a week later or like a day later, I apologize. I just wanted to check in and let you guys know that I'm trying to get back on the bandwagon. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the future.